You know when you're like trying to make an engie guide for this one map and you have 3 engineers on your team? It's kind of dumb. Remember kids, if you're not playing sixes on Snakewater, you're doing it wrong. That's why that soldier had 3 dominations and he had a pocket medic shoved up his arse so far, it was disgusting. So good luck trying to make a sixes guide or a engineer guide in Snakewater because you have 3 engineers and a sixes soldier who's tryharding his fucking pants off in a pub. Guess who had his mic muted the entire time he was doing the Snakewater and the Gullywash guy? That's right, it was me! Ha ha ha, ha ha ha. I probably should have just post-commed over it. Ha ha ha. Whatever, let's do it again. Oh boy, I'm having lots of fun. God, I hate CP. It's pointless. Just build mini sentries. Anyway.
I'm moving this.
Right. We are on last. Let's talk about last. Let's put some fucking enthusiasm into it. Alright, you can build on top of this van. Well, dumper truck, if you want to be precise. So I should probably move the mic from underneath my goddamn chin. You can build on top of this dumper truck, which is not particularly effective due to the fact you can't cover the right side particularly well. You can wrangle to cover it, but then you're exposed from middle/lower, the far left, which is ramped up, and then the metal sheet blocks you from covering that other area there. Not a great spot. Let's go to this one. Oh, that was weird. Kind of popped into it. This spot, if you've got time, I'd say set up here. This is a pretty good one. It covers the entirety of this right side to an extent of even standing in that very far corner, you're probably going to get shot. Covers most of the lower, covers the door down there, I believe, which I'll pick up again and check in a second. Yeah, it covers the door down there to almost all of it, and then you've just got to deal with the upper left side, which a soldier who's standing up there supporting you will completely deny, or just wrangle to cover. If you've got time, which you may have, setting up on top of this building, or rotating from on top of this building, or rotating to on top of this building from this area, is probably a pretty effective thing to do. I don't recall which one's good on this side. It's either you build on the left side of the point to cover the left and the lower, and hopefully your team deals with the right, or you build on the right side to cover the left and the lower. You can wrangle to cover the right on this spot, but obviously exposed. If you build here, you're not exposed, but you have to deal with shooting people who come through that little door over there on the left because it doesn't quite cover it fully. These are going to be incredibly concise due to the fact I've already done this once, and the first time I did Snakewater was only 10 minutes, so it's even going to be quicker than that. Dispenser on this, oh, yeah, that's a good one actually. Oops. Oh, that's no clip for you. Dispenser on this, you can either build it here to deny people sneaking around and trying to get an easy cap from the side, because you can sort of just stand. Just position this better. So you can crouch jump over that apparently. I think dispenser's generally actually built on this ramp here. Let me build it up fully and then work with it.
Moving out.
I believe the dispenser's generally built on this ramp to try and block people from getting up here, which I'm going to try and make work. It's probably not going to work, but I'm going to try and make it work. I know it's built in a particular spot to do certain things with it. Well, that doesn't work at all. You can walk around the side of it either way.
I'm moving this.
You can probably build in this box to prevent people jumping up here. Hey, look, someone got Treyarch for...
Out of my way.
I don't even know. Anyway, you can build it here to try and deny access to the point, but you can crouch up over that, but that might surprise someone and catch someone out and get someone boxed in. Unlikely to happen to any of your team because they can walk through it. The dispenser on this point is mainly to heal your teammates and allies if they don't want to go all the way back to spawn. Odds are you will not be using it all that much. I've never really found a use for it particularly. I generally don't build one. I just thought I'd mention it briefly. Teleporters, you're on last. What the fuck are you doing with teleporters when you're busy trying to defend? Second. And or fourth. Good spot for this that is generally used is in this area up here, I believe top of the ramp. And judicious use of the Wrangler is provided to cover that area, although your team should be helping with that and the lower and anywhere they get near the point, just to try and defend from some of the spammers such as that sort of thing. Other areas you can build, I believe this is the general sort of standard spot up here. Obviously, as I've previously mentioned in the other stuff, but you can't see the other stuff because I've deleted it because it was pure silence. Other than the game sound. I'm itching my eye at the moment. I apologise for my unprofessionalism. So on top of these boxes, on top of the entirety of the train cart, the boxes aren't a bad spot. Can provide a bit of surprise tactic, but obviously you've got to deal with people coming from all the way over there, but you can wrangle and cover. As he has the hiccups.
Backing up.
You can build on top of all of this, which isn't bad. I wouldn't say building up there is a good idea because it doesn't cover the entirety of the far right fully. I've had mediocre success with building down here because it does cover most of the point from down here, and you are kind of covered a little bit from the impending that comes from over there if you build about here or on the ramp or any area around here. This spot's not bad as a fallback. You don't have to worry about people poking the corner. You can build in this area generally to sort of deny point. The further back you go, the more point you deny, but the more exposed you are from the right. And people flanking behind you, and fucking phone Steam. Why do you always turn on? Go away. You can build up this roof. I'm just going to fly over here because I'm too lazy to bother trying to sentry jump up here because I'm bad and terrible, and I hate sentry jumping. You can build up this roof, but then you've got exposure to snipers from over there. I'm going to mute myself while I cough like a lung. Better, slightly. I need something to drink. I've been talking for like 40 minutes straight. But only 20 minutes, or only about fucking 5 minutes of it has just been recorded. Yay, what fun. You can build a sentry gun here, which I've had mediocre success with, surprising people by building in this spot, and when they try and cap the point, getting shot from somewhere, like, what the fuck is going on? Oh god, the soldier's come down from the rafters and is bombing me, I am dead now. Rip in pieces. As you can see, the gun is noticeable from this side, but you have to be looking for it. If you're just walking on point, you're like, no, dead. And generally it'll be a level 1, so it's even more conspicuous than currently. So, the further back you build this, the less it covers of the point, but I will show you with the Wrangler, as I did the last time, that it will shoot people with the Wrangler across the point with ease, and if you look over here, and I get rid of the shield, okay, it's still quite noticeable. Let me move it back a bit.
I'm moving this.
So, it covers the point at that, still covers the point at that.
Go on, get.
Let's build it all the way back here. So it's covering the point at this, and it will shoot people on the point. You can only see, you can get in the point and you'll be seeing the very top of it. You're not going to expect a level 1 sentry gun as well, you're expecting minis when you're playing comp. So that's not a bad spot to harass and annoy. You can build top of these boxes. This is quite good if your team's got quite a lot of ground and you want to deny anybody else pushing in other than from the kitchen. And even then it'll rotate to shoot people coming out of the kitchen unless they're a scout, and it probably will catch a scout for a little bit of damage. You can build up here. They will see it from down there, but as a mini sentry spot, it's pretty good as it covers the covers most of that lower area there. It covers the upper and covers almost all of the lower area down there. And put a level 1 up there, but it would be a mini sentry in this case because level 1s are completely unviable in CP. I'm just doing it for the sake of proviso. You can see it here, but you'd have to be looking for it. If you walk out here, you're in its shooting range by the time you get to there. And same again for this area here. You walk left, and it's probably shooting you at that point. Let's check. You might be out of its range at that, but even then you are sort of...
Moving out.
Come on, give me the aura. You are out of the range at that, but you'd have to intentionally walk far to the back of this. Well, say you're walking it, you'd have to walk to the far left just to sort of... You'd have to sort of go like that. You're going to come this way, grab the health kit, and get shot by it. That's just generally how players are. They'll walk towards health, or they'll walk through the middle of an archway. Unless you're a spy player, because then you'll be going far left and far right most of the time.
I'm moving this.
Let's briefly discuss up here. Whoop. You can get up here with bullet jumping, which I will show just for the sake of showing, because level 1 bullet jumping is something that was mentioned to me during the gravel pit guide. And arguably it's quicker to get on the roof of gravel pit with a level 1 sentry gun, wrangle jump up there, put down a teleporter exit, and then build up the gun down there with your remaining metal, and then use the teleporter to bring the level 3 up. If I've not... No, I'm too far away and I'm bad at this. Let's just cheat. No, I can't do that because then I'll have too much health, and when it gets to 1 it won't do anything. I should buy an Impulse 101 or something. People are going to shout at me in the comments, and it's going to make me really sad because I don't like being shouted at. Makes me
There
feel
wasn't
pretty bad.
getting any lighter.
I'm a bad engineer right now, but no one else is doing these, so I'm just doing them for the sake of doing them. Teaching you how to be a better engineer.
Sentry, go.
Anyway, now I'm done crying. We were doing a scrim/official at some point, and their engineer had gone level 3 sentry guns, and I'm like, I haven't seen the engineer in a long ass time, and then I came out here and got a face full of level 3 sentry rocket. Quickest way to do this probably is using the mediums from the point, which are here. I'd laughed if I created there, but I knew I was low enough. And here, to get yourself up to 200 metal. Once you put your gun down, upgrade it to level 3, get your medic to buff you on the way past, and using the support of a teleporter, which I'm pretty sure is what he did. He had a teleporter and a medic probably helping him. Got buffed up, wrangled, jump up there, use the rescue ranger, and then you can sit wherever you like on this point and just sort of cover that. Fucking Christ, I can't even normal jump, let alone sentry jump. You can sit wherever you like on this point, and you can stand all the way back here and just rescue ranger till the end of days. And then you can always pull the gun out and put it up on top of here, or even here, or on the box, or on whatever you like, if their team is pushing too hard. But a gun up there is incredibly difficult to take down due to the fact heavy will have a very hard time. Demo, the pikes probably won't even reach from down there, and if they do, they're only going to hit for a decent amount, a small chunk of damage, at which point he'll wrangle and rescue ranger. And soldiers, rockets, unless he's using the direct hit, are going to do piss damage, especially when wrangled, and even with the direct hit, the wrangled sentry guns take only a third of the damage, so they won't give a shit. Basically, it's the process. Oh, I'm doing process third, aren't I? It's the process spot I will be showing, Snakewater edition for mid. The process spot is arguably better due to the fact it denies access from anywhere outside of second. Although people can go through lobby and underneath it, but you don't see that all that often because teams are like, what the fuck, the engineer's built level 3s, what is this, goddamn Highlander, oh wait, this isn't 6s. And yes, these are primarily 6s maps, that's why I have no intention of doing proper engie guides where I do live comp, because I played against a soldier who had 3 dominations, and he had a pocket medic right up his arse, and it was like playing 6s and made me hate myself. So yeah. Let's grab this bad boy, and we will fly around and quickly, briefly discuss what's good and what's not on this point. Left or right side here is fucking goddamn it. Left and right side here will be fine for the placement of a sentry gun for the defense of last. Obviously, it doesn't cover the point. Up here is fantastic if you can get up here in time because it covers the left door, the lower, the right, and it doesn't quite cover that, but it will cover the point as well. This is probably one of the best spots you can get it in. You do have to worry about Ubers and stuff pushing through there. That's probably the only thing that's going to take you out. And sentry gun up here is generally the standard, I believe, for a defense if you're running level 3s, which you don't see all that often, and I probably won't ever run level 3s on Snakewater again because I've tried it and it was reasonably successful, but I had to try. And mini sentries just give you free range to go wherever you want and shotgun whoever you like. If my shotgun aim was better, that is. Building a mini, a level 1 or a mini even better, because it's the viaduct rule of it. You can't see it, but it can see you, and it will harass people on the point, and your team can help clean up the extra damage it's doing. So you're chipping away at a demo with 260 health. It's going to knock him down by about maybe 100 or so before he even notices it. Well, he'll notice the thing, but it's going to take him down to about knock him down to 160ish health. That's if he's being overhealed and being pocketed. And it's going to take wall thing gone, wall thing back, wall thing gone, wall thing back. The amazing no clip. Anyway, yeah, and getting a level 3 gun on top of here means GG, enjoy your 40-minute stalemate, you fucking fuck. Welcome to every CP map ever, because pushing last is virtually impossible because spawn doors. Alright, there. This, what's this one called? Process. Process is the least worst of the 3 because the spawn doors are gross. Spawn doors are so far back that it's less of an issue to try and push last. Although it is kind of nightmare fuel because if the enemy team locks down that right side, you're going to have a hard time pushing it. Anyway, I've rambled far too long. This is already at 14 minutes. I'm going to go to Gullywash, which I've already covered and is the most known map I know. So hopefully that's useful. If it's not, I don't care because mini sentries win every CP map apart from last, at which point you either build on top of that house or build on here or here. Seriously, up there though, that's a spot I will be trying at some point in the near future. Assuming Snakewater's in the next rotation, although they're voting on a hell of a lot of maps for the next Highlander season. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, goodbye! Right, let's discuss the Gully, because the Gully is the map that I play the most. At least out of the CPs, that I hate a lot, because the CPs are terrible. We'll do process next, because why not? Also forgot to do Granary. I forgot about that. Apparently this is a 4-parter instead of a 3-parter. Yeah. This sentry spot's pretty good because it denies most of river and the lower area to some extent, and the locker room, but it doesn't deny the balcony, but the balcony is for your teammates to cover and harass from. This locker room, you'll have a push occasionally come from there, they'll come from the lower. The one downside to this that doesn't defend the actual control point itself. It will hit it with the Wrangler, I believe, but it doesn't shoot people. No, you gotta call it. Oh, fucking Wrangler, damn thing. Right. You can hit it with rockets up to probably about. This thing's shooting through walls right now, isn't it? Look at this! Look at this! Look at this Wrangler! Oh, look at this hacks right here! Look at these hacks! Look, fucking sentry guns, man, broken as hell. Anyway, oh shit! I'm typing first person, not third person again. Anyway. So you can shoot the point from here, but you have to wrangle for it, and because the point caps in like 0.5 seconds, you'd have to be very quick. I have denied a crits push from this position before, which was pretty impressive at the time. I was all like, anti-smug. I don't know why they were pushing last with the crits when they knew I had a level 3. I think they knew I had level 3, but they came through the river area and I just blasted them into oblivion pretty much. Up there's fine, not a bad spot, but if you want to actually cover the point, you generally have to build either here or anywhere along this ramped area. You'll need either a teammate helping you cover the lower area, which is, I believe is called water or river, I don't know. Can also use a super sneaky window. I don't know. Mini sentry in this bush is pretty effective. One under the point here is pretty good to sort of deny anybody coming underneath, but obviously you have the downside of you're reliant on either shotgunning people here or defending the river. If you're still on mini sentries on last, it's not necessarily a bad thing if your shotgun aim's decent. Mine isn't, so I generally swap to level 3s because that's what I'm a little bit better with. Building on this side is not great due to the fact pushing through river is relatively easy, and if they have an Uber, they all level the sentry gun rather quickly. It does deny the balcony area, which is somewhat useful. Ah, fucking binds, man. Did that last time as well. Second, let's discuss second from a defensive standpoint. If I've still got my level 3 and we've pushed out and we've actually got this point, I'll generally build it here, because when we push to mid, if we lose some ground, oh, of course I have the most terrible bout of fucking hiccups ever, and I have to try and like mute myself. This will deny pushes from big door, it'll deny pushes from the choke, which is over there, which is pretty good. Putting one up here will deny almost anything coming into this area, apart from spies coming up all the way around behind you, which is a long way to walk. But you'll see the well, the lower shutter you won't notice. Your team may call it out that someone's just gone in there, but this big shutter here you'll notice opening. This is a pretty good spot. Can be spammed out by stickies, but it's quite good at defending the big door and the choke over there. And if they don't expect you to stick on level 3s, it can be a nasty surprise for them. Oh my god, terrible. Anyway, like I said previously, I've already done this, but I didn't unmute myself like some kind of twit. Actually, I've already done process, haven't I? Oh, I'm fucking thinking. I'm trying to briefly mention process because the sentry spot on this second is like that on. I don't remember now. What the fuck am I talking? Gullywash. Gullywash is a map that you play on Highlander, and you have to use level mini sentries generally. Mini sentry in my position, if we are holding this point or we've just lost the mid fight or something like that and we have to fall back to second, I'll generally put a dispenser in the corner and a level 3, not level 3, sorry, a mini sentry there, and I will wrangle it to try and support our sniper to pick off whoever comes through big door. This is basically just an early warning system for anybody coming through this area here and trying to prevent them from sort of getting behind us and exploiting the flank and coming up behind our classes who are holding the choke, which is over there. I will generally not spend any time in this area here due to the fact that it's a bit out of the way and the heavy pyro Dick will generally spend most of the time there. In a pub situation you could probably build a gun maybe here or something like that and it will defend the choke for you, but then you have the worry of big door, but the big door will be covered by 6 soldiers, I don't know.
Moving out.
Not playing pubs Gullywash because of the debacle that was the Snakewater, which people will see. Alright, my general engineer rollout, I do the air quote rollout thing, because you don't do a rollout as an engineer, you don't go fucking doing 6 sync rocket jumps. Oh, no, that's not even the right word for it. You don't chain 6 rocket jumps together to get to mid, like in the 0.3 seconds. You walk. That's what you do. I will generally build a mini sentry about here. Obviously I've got a level 3 at the moment, because that's what I'm demonstrating. You can have some success with level 3s. But obviously not in comp generally. I've never really, unless you're on last, I've never really seen comp level 3s on this map. If you want to try it with something like the Jag and a shotgun, welcome to it, but I would never really consider it due to the extra 30 metal cost. It's a bit too much to make it viable. And the build time is what kills it really. You'll generally have a wrangled level 1 here, not 1, sorry. A wrangled level, you'll have a wrangled mini sentry that you'll use to harass anybody who goes up there. You get bullets up there. Obviously this thing's higher up. Let's do it with a level 1, just to sort of proof of concept. While this builds, I really need to drink water while I'm doing these. You can harass up to about there-ish. You can harass anybody who stands on this side of the point and all the way over there and over there and over there. So anybody who tries to come up the flank on your combo, if they're up there, generally the combo on my team will come through big door and push up that side, where they'll either meet their combo or their combo do the same thing, and you'll end up people fighting blue team on the left, which is red side, and red team on the right, which is blue's side. You'll end up with the teams on the opposite sides. From here you can sort of let the gun free aim, which will cover most of this side of the point and some of the underneath. Generally their spy will go underneath, so unless he's invis watching, he will be down here, and you'll either engage him or he'll try and walk past you because you know you've got a mini sentry behind you covering you, so you can quite easily bop him off. You can go and meet their engineer over here, who's generally doing the same thing as you. You can heckle their sniper out with a pistol by standing on this side and harassing him. Well, you don't have a pistol, you have a Wrangler Genius. I'm gonna mute myself a minute while I cough my guts out. Oh, illness is fun. You can move under here and build a mini sentry and just harass with the Wrangler to get the sniper out of the way, or dead for that matter. You can rotate either up the left or the right depending on which team is which side and try and get a medic pick or a demo, or just harass the heavy, or you know, just try and kill anybody you can and just be generally annoying. That's your job. You are the annoying class, second to scout, obviously. When it comes to pushing out of mid, that's red side, so let's do it as if I was on red pushing into blue. I will generally have a mini sentry either here or in this general area covering the big door, because it doesn't cover it all the way, but it covers it enough that anybody trying to get out of there will have to deal with the sentry gun. And with that comes, if this, say we've just won the mid fight but barely, and I'm alive, and let's say we have maybe a heavy and a sniper. Our heavy would generally hold the choke hit. Say they lost most of their players, say they've probably got maybe a pyro and a soldier. The heavy would go here to try and hold this choke best he could. I would go here and hopefully use a mini sentry I'd wrangle it if I needed to. And I'd keep people out from big door, and the heavy would keep people out of choke, and then while we get respawns we can sort of gather up and do the next thing, which is I build a dispenser here. I don't have enough metal obviously because I am not using mini sentries, which I would be doing, although there is a metal pack over here on the left. There is a decent amount of metal on Gullywash comparison to fucking Snakewater and its tiny metal packs. Well, there's a lot of metal packs, but they're all centered around mid and the area between second and fourth. Then you get to last and it's completely dead. So generally what I do is I build a mini sentry here and I'll wrangle it to support our sniper. I'll harass their sniper who's standing generally farther back there or in the door. I'll either force him to get out or I'll force him to either very quickly headshot me, which will be ridiculous generally in most cases because I'm wrangling, harassing and spamming bullets. And he'll either focus the mini or try and get rid of, well, he'll be focusing the mini while it builds. That's generally what the sniper does, to try and get rid of it before it starts pecking at him. And then I'd harass him out and our sniper gets free reign to pick whoever comes through this area. The soldier will try and defend him. I'll try and stop him. I'll spam him with bullets or whatever. If our soldier's here as well, anybody coming through this lower door here generally holds it back. I'm talking from a pure comp stance due to the fact that's mainly where I play engineer on this map. I very rarely touch 5 CP outside of comp. I'm struggling to come up with a time where I've played 5 CP more than 10 times outside of comp, because it's not a game mode I particularly enjoy. It suits soldiers, scouts, demos, pyros, heavies, even snipers more, I'd say. It's very tailored to faster moving classes or classes with better mobility or one-shot kill capability. It's good for spies because the place is fucking huge. It's so wide, this lower area, and it's so wide up there as well. Obviously it's a bit choky towards the mid, and these are all choke points, but the dead ringer will get you through there. Anyway, that's besides the point. Let's go back to the various points and discuss where's good to hold the sentry gun. I've had reasonably good success with holding it here, but then you have to rely on your team to either cover the point, or you have to wrangle to try and get them to deal with the point itself. You can build underneath the point and have either a mini sentry or level 3 down here and have a shotgun ready to guard it. Because you're unlikely to need the rescue ranger on this point, because you're fucking boxed in here. If you're not wrench hitting it, you're not doing it right probably. You can have reasonable success building here because it covers the upper area over there. It covers the... Let me get out a no clip. Covers the, well, from a blue, if this is red, because it's mirrored, it covers the right, it covers the left, and it covers the point to a decent way, and it's going to catch people unawares because this is a fucking weird spot for a sentry gun to be in. And it's pretty damn good, I'd say. Up here is not bad. Generally in comp I will be building here and using minis with Wrangler to try and harass people out of the big door area. You can build it further forward and let it free aim, which is not a bad idea, but at the same time the 3 times or the extra defense you get from building with a Wrangler, or with a building with a Wrangler shield, will be a lot harder to take down than firing a soldier. You can 2-shot it. It's 3 rockets generally. 3, is it 3? Rockets does 90. Wrangler shield will drop it down to 30. Yeah, it's 4 rockets if you get it at full health, which is unlikely because the soldier will always blink it with 1. So you can make it sustain up to 4 rockets if you have it wrangled, because each rocket does 90, a third of that is 30, and mini sentries have 100 health. So you can make it very, very tanky and make it very, very hard for a soldier to push through there, because you'll be hitting with 8 to, well, it's always 8. Is it always 8? No. Yeah, it's always 8 damage. And it's dropped down to 4 at long ranges, which is fucking insane, but that's damage fall off for you. It probably does 9 to 10 at very close ranges now, honestly. Same for the sentry gun, it does 18. It's only meant to do 16, but it's got damage fall off now. You've got the area up here to defend the big door area, which is generally where I'll put my mini sentry spot, and then I'll move it down there to rotate into the area where the sniper stands. And that's pretty good. And yet again, another fucking loud ass car. Other than that, that's about it for Gullywash, honestly. There's not all that much to show on this map, and generally it's pretty by the book. So, gun here on rollout, move it up there to deny anybody repushing if your team's been wiped. If not, move into here. Say you've got 100 metal, get down your Spencer on this side, blow up your sentry wherever it is, get a gun down either around the corner, and you build your gun here. It's probably already built by this point because mini sentries are stupidly quick to build, which I can't really complain about because that's my main class, but they are very quick. Move it here. It takes 1.5 seconds to rebuild due to the fact it's redeploying. Get it wrangled, spam out the sniper, harass him out of there. Go on to this point through here or the lower, grab the metal pack from here, get either a dispenser or a mini up, because obviously I'm down 30 due to the fact I don't have the I have mini, or I have level 3s on. It'd only be 100. Get your dispenser up there. Get a mini sentry here. That covers the upper balcony area there when anybody tries to jump up. Then I generally will rotate to river and try and sneak up behind them. You can get this amazing railing of overpoweredness. I'm going to grab the metal from the dead sentry because 130 is too expensive. This OP railing will block pipes, generally, due to the fact that railings are solid to everything. Which, I don't know, actually, it might have been changed. It's difficult to tell. A lot of railings will block pipes. The one on Gold Rush springs to mind. You can't hit a sentry gun of any type in that area due to the lower part of the sentry gun due to the railing there. Will just bounce pipes off of it. So you can build a mini sentry up here and it'll heckle and harass, and you can sort of jump over. You can either jump onto these pipes over here, sort of do some engineering, get a mini sentry up here instead, so that's your 200 spent, but that'll cover most of the point, and the spawn rooms, get onto the point, cap it, win, GG, thanks for watching. And other than that, that's about it for Gully. I've talked for 15 minutes on this, that's pretty solid, I'd say. Any questions, any recommendations, anything like that, let me know. I generally will be using mini sentries on everything but last on this point. I've just used level 3s as a demonstration. I will not be doing any live stuff for this due to the fact that live stuff is silly on 5CP, because 5CP is generally a game mode you don't want to play as a level 3 sentry gun engineer, because it's not very effective due to the redeploy time and build time and all that kind of crap. And with the rescue ranger you'll get caught out with, say, 109 health, and then you'll get blasted on one shot. And then you'll cry and have a really bad day. Not that that happened on the other recording, because I just played soldier due to the fact that we had 3 engineers and I would be the 4th. In summary, I will be moving on to Granary, which has some decent spots I can discuss, but generally, once again, it'll be a case of, unless you know exactly what you're doing and you're very good at it with level 3s, run minis, which is what I will be doing in most cases. I may try, if Granary shows up in the scrim rotation, or the official rotation, I may try level 3s in a scrim or 2. If I have reasonable success, I may take them to an official. If not, I will be running minis. I will show off some of the spots in Granary that are decent, and other than that, I will leave it at that. Thank you very much for watching part 2 of this 3-part spectacular. I will be back in a moment, and no, there will be no process due to the fact I've already done process, I'm pretty sure. Thank you very much for watching, goodbye! Mr. Redfield, I presume. You are a tremendous liar and a massive douchebag in general. It turns out you haven't done process, so now it's time to do CP process. CP process, a map I would like if my internet didn't lag out like an asshole every time I played it. I can do decent things on this map due to knowing a reasonably good set of sentry spots on this one. Mainly due to my teammates telling me where they are. We'll go over last defense quickly due to the fact there are about 4 spots on this that you can use. This is a pretty standard one. You do get spammed out from the right, and if your teammates aren't holding in there, and that can be problematic. The other thing that's problematic is spies dropping on top of your head, as they just casually sort of fly around the map being invisible and stuff. Obviously they don't technically fly around the map because no clipping is cheating, but same goes again for this side. You can stand on this side. You can even do stuff such as holding the spawn door open while your sentry gun takes all the flak, avoiding all the damage, wrangling and shooting the point while sitting in spawn, being a general cheeseball, rescue rangering and repairing, going back to the lockers and getting full health and metal, coming back out and hitting the sentry gun when you need to, and many more cheesy tactics that can be used on CP process due to the fact the last point's right next to the spawn door. Hooray! What terrible map design. Anyway, that's Highlander in a nutshell. This is why this is stale, sis. I've played a map on this where we went for 50 minutes of no one getting any points because process is process, lol. I want to keep going back here. A mini sentry or a sentry gun here and here are nasty surprises that no one expects, and will catch people out and will cover the point as well. If the spy comes in and saps it, wah, wah, you lose. But other than that, these are some decent spots to catch people out. Building on the upper bats areas I've never really done and probably won't ever do due to the lack of success, but it's the 4 cardinal directions. Except they're not cardinal because that's north, south, east, west. The 4 non-cardinal directions: north, west, northeast, southwest, southeast, sorry, and southwest, aka all the corners. By that I mean the fucking directions. Just think about it like this: sentry gun here, sentry gun down there, sentry gun there, or sentry gun there, and you should do alright. Also remember, kids, if your sentry gun is down there and you are standing over here and they have pushed in with an Uber and your sentry gun is taking a whacking, use the rescue ranger to pull it out and move it to another spot, because you're on diagonals and you can just sort of pull it anywhere. Right, let's do second, or fourth, or however you want to look at it. I don't think he's on that roof. We'll check in a moment. In fact, we'll check now. No clip on an arrow key.
Go on, get.
Oh, you can build near. Oh, that's kind of useless because you can be seen from the river sewer area. Sorry. Right. We'll do defense of this first. If you're using level 3s and you're defending this point, you're probably doing it wrong, because I've never seen it work particularly well. And that you're stalemating anyway. My point, cough cough, he said, disgustingly. I'm a human being, and sometimes I need to take breaths, because, you know, I've been talking for like 50 minutes straight.
That was getting heavy.
Except half of it didn't record, because I'm an idiot and don't know how to unmute my mic, and I hope this is recording. Let's check if the yellow light is on. The yellow light is on. Yeah, I'm not an idiot. Alright. Generally, I will have a Wrangler, and I will just aim at the choke, and the sewer door, and the right sewer door, and just spam level 3 sentry. This will be a mini sentry. This is very effective, and I've done quite well, I believe. I don't know if I was just donging about one day, but I was playing Process for God knows what reason. I was using level 3s, and I held this area for ages and ages until my team realised that they're terrible and didn't support me, so I just died. Took fucking forever, and I think it took an Uber push coming through, but they got me eventually. So, Wrangling here covers the choke. That sewer door. The sewer door on the far right, except it's blue's left. It covers lower IT. That area is called IT.
Packing up.
It doesn't cover as far back as you might like, and you can get headshot from lower IT, but your heavy will be holding in upper IT, so he should cover you. What it also doesn't cover is the lower fucking lobby area, but I don't. Nobody gets there because defense. What it doesn't cover you from is spies backstabbing you. You better keep an eye out. But a mini sentry here wrangled will hold out most of this area until the enemy team is ready to push through the Nuba, at which point you'll be retreating anyway. And because of that, they will be blowing an Uber on killing you. Let's have a look at where else we can build on this point. That will be limited effectiveness. I bet you can't build on top of these boxes. I bet you can. You can build on top of these boxes, but they cover barely anything other than the sewer doors. This would be a nasty surprise for a scout or a soldier coming out of sewer. But other than that, let's actually get the radius of this bitch. It could be a nasty surprise from choke, but unless, well, they're coming in with an Uber, odds are. If you are holding sewer and you have not got a mini sentry up on this bitch, I don't know, I'm talking so fucking roboty, it's gross. Let's see if we can put it up here. This spot's fucking awkward to try and get anything on top of, unless they've hatched it out, which I'm not sure if they did or not. I don't think they did, I'm just being terrible. I know you can build... Oh no, I blew that up. I felt it necessary. Apparently carrying lowers my movement speed to a ridiculously low level. You saw it go up. I know you can build on top of this. Do not deny me. There we go. So you can build on top of this and hold sewer for a long time with your soldier, and then if they push any through choke, you can come up behind them and go building a sentry, and put a sentry behind them, which you'll build a lot quicker than that because it's a mini sentry, not a level 3, because nobody uses level 3 on CPs anyway, so I don't even know why I'm using level 3s. And it's post-com anyway, so it doesn't matter if I'm killing people or not. Fucking give me the minis. Give me the minis, damn it, loadout server. I will beat you. Alright. Now I can actually talk about this from a comp perspective, because that's exactly what I'd be playing, although I'm on pistol. Oh my god, this is so unprofessional. Kill me. That's not even right loadout. That's some weird, hybrid, disgusting thing. Kill yourself. Again. I know I could be doing this quicker, but no clip. Oh my god, respawn me, for the love of god. Right, let's actually discuss this properly. Now I have mini sentries. So, you put down your mini sentry here, and it doesn't have any legs for some reason, because it doesn't need them. And then you wrangle and spam that way, and this way, and down there if you need to, and it's all great. Put dispenser behind you if you need to, grab those 100 metal here, and then you have another mini sentry just in case this one gets leveled too quickly. And that was... What are we doing? We're doing defensive second. So you can build in the sewer area and use the door as a harassment tool. So if you're holding sewer, they push through choke, and there's all through coming through choke. You wait for a second, you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait. And you do the redeploy trick, which is basically blow this up, build that, grab this metal pack here, wait for it to build. So they're pushing through choke, you've built up a mini sentry in here behind them, you get this up, and then you spam them in the back with Wrangler bullets, harassing whoever comes through here. So the sniper's behind, get him dead, then you kill the med and help, or at least do damage to the med, and the soldier comes out from here and harasses and kills everybody else. Yay, winner. You successfully defended second. You can do some weird stuff here where you put a dispenser here. Although this is totally in the wrong spot, and anybody can just hop over this from this side. Yep. Let's get this upgraded. By that I mean built.
Packing up.
What you can do is build a dispenser here,
That was getting heavy.
and then you fail miserably because you haven't positioned it right. Hooray! My point will be made eventually. Eventually.
Go on, get.
Oh no, I have to jump and stuff. Although you can just jump around it. You can use that as kind of a pseudo blocker for anybody trying to harass your heavy from behind while you're dicking about in sewer. I never really used that. I believe you can do it better than that. You can basically block the way to the heavy, kind of, if you do it right.
Packing up.
Who will be holding in this upper area here. Let's briefly go on. No, let's carry on with. Well, we're going to mid now, so that's mainly rollout. I will generally put a teleporter down at spawn, and I will grab the medium metal that my crosshair is currently pointed at, and then I'll come through sewer. Do I come through sewer? No. I got the medium metal there to get me up to 175. Yeah, 175 because I'll be on 75. Grab the metal there to get me up to 200, and I start spamming across the point to help with our sniper and deal with the other engineer's mini sentry and do that usual fun stuff. Another thing you can do is you can still build the teleporter. You can take a little bit of extra time, come through sewer. Put that down because I don't need that. Come through sewer and jump up on these rocks if you are good at parkour, which I'm usually not. And you can get a mini up here, and if the soldier's paying attention, they'll take you out and or take the mini out, but you can get another one up because you've got 200 metal. And be a general and nuisance to him to stop him from going over there and bombing your medic right away. And getting control of these boxes with your scout is a very good thing to do. And another one of the best mini spots on the map is up here, because it denies river, it denies choke, and it denies the IT entrance. That's called IT because there's some computers in there, although it's called PC in America because it's America. Alright, let's talk about offense instead. If your team's won the mid fight, what I will generally do is I will go through sewer, probably picking up the metal pack, which I hope is around the back of this rock. Yep. Grab that, go in here, either scout it out by peeking the door there and going, oh, there's a soldier and a scout in here, I should probably wait for some backup, or going, oh cool, it's completely empty. Building a mini up on this bitch, so I've got some forward ground, either get a dispenser or my teleporter exit up in here, and wait for a second, get some support in here with me, and then it becomes the game of Chuck builds this here, and someone opens the door at the side here, while he wrangles and shoots out. So you can harass anybody over there, anybody over there, anybody up there, anybody over there, sniping down below. I'll just shot myself. Or if you're feeling daring, you can do the whole redeploy trick where you just completely keep farming metal off that thing or your dispenser that you've built, and you just sit in here constantly pooping out minis in here, getting them up to see the build, and then you pick them up and you just redeploy and either wrangle as quickly as possible, start spamming either there or there or there, or you just let it free fire and hopefully it does some work for you. So you can be as annoying as possible from sewer, or you can try and rotate through lower IT and try and get through there, but like I said, the heavy will generally be holding up there, and you versus a heavy in a straight fight, you are not going to win that, especially when there's a medic up his arse. One of my favourite teleporter exit spots for pushing last is either here, or yeah, generally it's here, or the dispenser goes in this corner, and the telly's either around here or around the corner like previously mentioned. Capping second, if you've got the ground and your team's pushing in either through choke or the PC or anything like that, and you're still in sewer, you either come out the side door or the front door, get a mini up on here, and while you cap, that will cover this way, and the right over there. And now for the pièce de résistance, as I say. Actually, let's talk about last first, and then we'll talk about how to make this map go into stalemate, and everybody will hate you. I believe you can hide on top of some of this stuff. Yeah. So if you want to be a sneaky engineer and they start pushing out through lobby, you can hide behind them and try and get a med pick or something ridiculous, or a force or something like that. If you get a 90 damage meat shot on someone, they're going to panic. You can get a mini sentry on top of that and harass and wrangle and spam out either spawn from here or there. Getting control of this lobby is quite important because it gives you access to 2 extra doors, whereas you'd be stuck pushing either down the rollout or the far right, or left, sorry. And basically all the time you'll have 8 sticky bombs there and 8 sticky bombs on the other side. That's generally what's the situation. And for the, like previously mentioned, getting in this far left side best you can. A mini sentry on top of the point will cover this lower lobby area. If they still have lobby and they try and push out of it, you can harass from the upper. Building on top of there is good. Getting behind and sort of either getting even a teleport or exit up in here is pretty ridiculous if you can get away with it. Or just getting behind them in general and getting mini sentries up on their bats is incredibly frustrating. It makes it very difficult for them to push out. Boom, 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 boom. Let's do the pièce de résistance of this entire thing, which is known as very slow sentry building. If you are pushing, let's fly over to their 4th, or our 4th, aka their 2nd. I said, there we go. Right. If you are pushing this point and it's taking years upon years upon years, you can do some very mean things, which is called getting a level 3 up over here. Say if you've died and you have either only a dispenser up or just a tally, you can grab some metal from below and do the very slow upgrade process of getting this to level 3. Wait and you wait and you wait and you wait. You can obviously rotate underneath, which is what I'm going to do in a second. Get that to level 2. You can probably get up here with bullet jumping with a level 2, but generally I don't spend much time up here with it. So I'll grab that 41 as an extra. I understand why it gives you 41. I thought it only used to give you 40. It only give you 40. So you get this up to level 3, and then you grab enough metal to rescue Ranger. You can do this with wrangle jumping if you're good enough, but I am terrible at horizontal, so I'm just going to do it with the rescue Ranger. So you get your medic to overheal you, you go like this, and then you grab your sentry gun and move it over here, put it on top of this thing, and voila, you have a 10-minute stalemate. Aren't you the best engineer ever? So you get your dispenser underneath here, have your little health kit set up, get your teleporter up either next to it or underneath. Spy can't get up there because he doesn't know how to rocket jump because he's a cheeky scrub lord. Grab some metal, grab some ammo, and then you just sit here for the next 10 minutes having a great time defending this point. By that I mean, if your other 8 teammates can't push it, you create a 10-minute stalemate, at which point the map goes to time. And then I believe you win due to having more points captured. Not sure, it just says stalemate, I don't remember. Anyway, so sentry gun up there, and the enemy team will have an incredibly hard time pushing out because it blasts into the lower lobby, it blasts into the left side, and it does shoot all the way down there if it wants to go out of the way, but your team should cover that. And let's just hop up there for a quick sec.
Moving out.
It does cover almost all of the left side there, so all three exits, except for the lower lobby area, are covered, and the lower lobby it can sort of rotate and adapt to if it needs to. In summary, put sentry gun up there if you've kept 2nd or 4th, let's call it, onto their last, and they will never push out ever again, and it's a terrible time for everybody involved unless your team can finally build up a decent Uber and push in. Obviously you lose out on the pushing power of the mini sentry. You can try and get a level 3 up in the lobby, but that's questionably effective. Getting one up on those boxes though would be very good, but I've never really had much success with it. And if your team's so far in that you've got time to build a level 3 up there, you've got time to go cap the point instead. You fucking, I don't even know what. Anyway, 17 minutes of processes and rambling is far and wide enough. Let's go fly with Mr. Sentry again, and we'll discuss what's good for offense and defense quickly. Defense, either 4 corners, and for offense you want to put it on top of this box if possible, and then harass or get it up on top of their bats behind them. Second point, for defense you generally build about here. You can build on this little ledge area because it's quite hard to pit unless they hit it with direct pills. You can build it here to try and stop them from pushing in. You can build it in this lower area. This is generally the spot I use. The mini sentry wrangled here is pretty good and will generally deny any pushes until an Uber comes. Mini sentry in sewer on either side is pretty good because then it denies entry to sewer in general, and it's a weird spot and no one generally checks it. What else we got? The gun up here will make it impossible for anybody to push out of last on both teams. That's basically the Snakewater one in disguise, except probably better than the Snakewater one because I've never really tried the Snakewater one. And then for the mid-fight, you either want a mini-sentry wrangle spamming across the point, or up and over and onto here. I can't really comment on pub play with level 3s, because I will probably never do pub play with level 3s on this map, because I have no tolerance for it. And then the map's mirrored, so you do the exact same thing in reverse on that side. So goodbye. Delicious Gibbs. It's Granary, Granary, the map I've barely even played. It's Granary, Granary. Something you can build in this area for some reason. Yeah, you can build in this area. Getting a teleporter up in here against the enemy team is pretty ridiculous if you can manage to pull it off. Quite rare, I believe. I'm interested to check something. I'm assuming it's going to blow up if we bring it in here. Well, yeah, you can build in the entirety of this back area for some god knows what reason. Let's check. Yeah, it blows up. Okay, let's do last. Last first, makes sense. You can build in the entirety of this pipe, I believe. Yep, kind of. Yep. Building all of that pipe. I'm not sure about this pipe over here. Let's check. Yep, you can build in this pipe as well. Generally, when it comes to last on Granary, I will build around this little hut area here. Once again, this comes into the problem of coverage, not cover. But you have the downside of that entire area down there. This is good for covering the point and that far right or far left side with wrangle. The more exposed you are in this area, the more trouble you're going to have due to the fact that the sentry gun stand is only so tall. You won't be able to shoot over that concrete barrier, and demo man pipes can just be arced over into this area. This is very last resorty, I'd say. Mini sentries on top of those pipes are incredibly annoying. And let's drop this quickly and go back to mini sentries due to the fact that after the first point you will not be using the old level 3s unless you are very committed to them, which I am not due to the fact I'm on 5 CP, and 5 CP means mini sentry. Hey, look, I can rhyme. Sometimes, maybe. Not really. So, mini sentry up on this pipe will be fucking obnoxious as shit, and will pretty good at denying most wave pushes. Just generally building up here is quite annoying. Let's see if Mr. Texas Man can jump on here if he knows how to actually parkour. Let's try with no clip, because let's just fly through here and then just land here, and we'll try again. And we twist jump. Hooray! You can get a mini sentry all the way up here, or even a level 3, which is kind of silly, but whatever. So this could be annoying as shit. Obviously you can get spammed out by either window, but you've got coverage of most of this right yard area. Basically left pipe for left yard, right pipe for right yard. And if they're called yard or not, I don't know. And I didn't even make that jump, whatever. Right. Second. I can't really discuss offense on this map due to the fact I barely saw any offense, due to the fact our team was being pushed back by a guy who was carrying level 3s everywhere. Building up this little rampart area is probably the best spot for anything to go, due to the fact it's high up and obnoxious, and probably if you put it behind these railings it will deflect pipes. The only downside to that is the fact you've got to contest with Mr. Pillar. That will cover most of the point though. Level 3s up there will be annoying as shit, as you'd expect, due to the fact the only way into this area is through these two doors, and well, there's the side door that leads around, but Wrangler will quite easily blitz anybody who decides to take this route. So they could come around here and go, hello, I'm harassing you, and then you go, hello, have some 150 damage rockets to the face. Except they won't do that much because you damage fall off. We're pretty close though. Hey, look, it's the infamous drop down where everybody waits and then bombs onto the medic and kills him. Yay, look at me. The yard fights, generally I will put mini sentries either on this side or as far back as possible on here. You can do some not even fancy jumping. You can just jump on top of here, get a mini sentry up here, which covers most of the left yard, the door over there. Cover the door over there? Yeah, it covers the door over there. It doesn't cover that area over there, but you can wrangle to harass anybody coming through that area. Not bad. The one thing you can do with this map is, if your team's good enough and protects your engie well enough, you can carry a sentry gun behind them. Every time you make a push for one of the particular points, a level 3 can be waiting behind you, behind one of these shutters. So if you put a level 3 here, unless the enemy team goes to the far left, and even if they do, you can sort of just rescue range or wrangle to disregard them, and to tell your team that they are pushing far left, give me some help. And you will have a sentry gun holding this right down, and you will completely dominate the map pretty much. That's what one of the engineers we played against, I believe it was a silver team, probably in gold now. That, or was it an iron team? I don't remember. It was a particular team that was carrying a sentry gun around with them, on this map. They knew what they were doing, and they were carrying a sentry gun with them all the way through this map, and any time that they would push into the point and we would gain ground and kill all their team, there'd be a level 3 sentry gun waiting behind one of these shutters or on the right side or wherever. And it was very effective due to the fact that most of the time our spy would be dead, and we would get completely rough-stomped due to that. The midpoint, let's briefly go over mid. I do not know Granary well enough to be really doing an in-depth one, so I'm just doing it briefly. You can get access to all the boxes. One of the things you can do, if the mini sentry still had the base 8 damage that it used to do, it'd be quite good for holding down all of this point, but probably the health kit ranges down there, it'd be doing a nice paltry 4 damage, so effective, thanks for the nerf. You can get across all of this crap. You can't get onto their catwalk, sadly, due to the fact that it's being a bit far away, but you can get on top of these boxes, and I have either severely weakened or killed a heavy by standing up here and just going, while he's paying literally no attention. And that was pretty good. So you can get on top of these boxes and build minis all over here. This is generally what you want to be doing on the midpoint. You want to be up in the raised area and raining down death from above with either the shotgun or the mini sentry. Your scout will probably be up here, as will your soldier, and you'll be contesting Mr. Soldier and Mr. Scout. We played literally about 1 map on Granary, so I don't really have the authority to speak on it. And level 3's, once again, probably good in this spot to hold down the right and the left. I don't think this has range. No, it doesn't have range on the far right, but it will get people coming on the catwalk, it'll get people on the lower left. It won't get people on the right though. Once again, symmetrical map, so the rules apply again. I'm just going to no-click quickly, and we will briefly discuss what's good with level 3s. Level 3s for second point, you want to be building on this upper raft area. I did play a little bit of Granary back in the day with Engineer, and I did decent up there. Level 3 here will do alright. Up top of the pipes isn't bad, but then you have to worry about people coming up here, and generally the soldier and the scout will come up here, but that's comp. In pubs it could be anybody. And the further back you build, the less likely they are to harass you. So if you want to do decently, probably putting a level 3 up on top of this thing, it will cover almost all of the door there, as you can see, and the far right, this is good for last. That'll probably give you a decent last hold. If not, falling back to there is pretty good. Second, as previously mentioned up there, a gun in the yard over here somewhere is pretty good. It can be a nasty surprise for anybody coming out of there, or even coming out of that spawn point if you can stay behind them somehow. You can build underneath all of this, and you can hide underneath this, I believe. Yeah, this is still a hiding spot. Heavies and medics I've seen sitting under here and trying to be sneaky, and it sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. Building on top of that house, things a nasty surprise for anybody coming out of the left or the right, with level 3s or minis for that matter. And getting up here with a mini or a level 1 is pretty good. And with that, I will leave you at that, and I would say that's probably it for the engie guides until Cactus Canyon comes out officially, at which point I'll run through that. I don't know if it's technically out yet or not, because it's supposedly in the rotation, but I believe that's a bug because it's still in beta and hasn't been called out of beta yet, apparently. Other than that, yeah. Engie guides are probably done at that. This is probably going to be about 40 something minutes long. I'm stretching, in case you're wondering. Yeah, any feedback, opinions? I know this seemed kind of lazy, but 5 CP is mini sentry central. If you're running sentry guns who are level 3 and you're doing well, props to you. Give me some comments and feedback. You know, just let me know how you're doing it, and I will join you on that front. But sentry guns, in my opinion, level 3s belong on Koth, the weird big CP maps that take a long time to capture that are considered CP, but aren't. Well, they're CP, but they're 3 CP generally, or steel. I did dustbowl. That's considered attack defend, but I don't know. I think that comes under CP. Not CP. Hold on, map, CP, dust. Yeah, it's considered CP. Even though it's called attack defend, it's not got a particular game mode type, so I just called it what the map name was. Attack defend maps, fine. Sentry guns, yep, go for it, go nuts. There's not that many of those. I did Mountain Lab, which went kind of well. I'd say getting a 10 kill streak's pretty alright, or was it a 9? I don't remember in that spot that I mentioned, but we just got swarmed. Granary is a pure 5 CP map, as is there's a cool one I like that's quite open, but I can't remember the name of it. I'll look it up. CP underscore cold front's cool. Fast lane, I like fast lane. Fast lane's cool because it's quite wide, and you can play around on the flanks and stuff as a shotgun engineer. But I'd never run a level 3 on that particularly unless it's last, and even then that's not a great point. Anyway, rambling. Right, let's do like bullet points. Engie guide's done unless specifically requested to do a map that A, I really like, or B, someone desperately needs a guide for that they really want me to go into massive detail. The only one I can think of that I haven't covered really is Sawmill and Fastlane as previously mentioned, but that's 5 CP. Let's go through the maps. PL underscore. Badwater I've done, Barmblets I've done, Cactus Canyon I'm going to do when it's done, Hoodoo, I'm in no rush to do Swiftwater due to the fact it's quite wide and is very rarely played. Thunder Mountain I did, Upwood I did, Barmblets Pro is done, Waste I don't play. And then we're back to the beginning. I'm not doing CTF so I don't care about that. Koth. Asheville I could do but it'd be brief. Badlands I haven't done but that'd be relatively brief as well due to the fact I don't think it's... Has it ever been played in Highlander? I don't know. Coal Plant is Asheville in disguise. Harvest... Put down a mini sentry, win the game. Koth King I've done. Lakeside I've done. Nucleus I haven't done, but that's kind of bleh. Viaduct I've done again. Ramjam I haven't done because I've played that map, what, 5 times. Sawmill I can do if people really want it. Arctic I don't know. Bungalow, these are just random maps I've downloaded over the years. By years I mean like 2. Nobody gives a shit about Arena, and CP consists of 5 Gorge, Badlands, Cloak. What's the other Gorge map? Is it Attack Defend? I'm just scrolling through. Foundry, no. I've done Gravel Pit, I've done Gully. Not doing Junction because Junction is a joke map. CP Mountain Lab I've done. Process, I briefly covered in this one. Snakewater. Snowplow I'm probably not touching due to the fact it's too confusing for new players and I'm too new to understand it. It's just too baffling. I can't do Snowplow, it's too much for me. Oh, Valve, please, don't ever put it in the game. I'll be so confused. Cough cough, CP Steel's not complex at all. Yeah, I'm not desperately in the mood to do CP Snowplow due to the fact it's probably going to fade from memory pretty quickly and everybody's going to be like, oh, what's Snowplow? In a year's time. But yeah. That's about it, honestly. Unless someone wants me to do Sawmill super badly, and I will do Cactus Canyon when it comes out of beta, I am pretty much done. If it's stock 5 CP like this, it's going to be mini sentries almost all the time for me. I will never run them in pubs, that's why I don't play CP in pubs, because it's a case of I'll go soldier or something like that, and if I'm forced to go engineer, I'll just shotgun people instead, with my terrible aim and missing all the shots. In summary, minis are broken and everybody hates them. Don't use them in anything other than, I'd say just comp, but that's because I've got to the stage where putting them everywhere is very easy for me, and I will become fucking destroyer of worlds, or someone else will start building them and then becomes retarded. Who can put down them quicker, or who can get the Wrangler out faster, or... I think I did a Barmblets video. Well, the Barmblets video isn't out yet, but it's coming out soon, and they had 2 mini sentry engineers and it completely fucking crushed the point of the map. And I either didn't record it or I don't know, I don't think I recorded it, but someone built a mini sentry on the Gold Rush second point. Is it second point or third point? It's Gold Rush, yeah, Gold Rush second point, you know that little house that I mentioned in the actual guide. Jesus Christ, I'm rambling. Feel free to just switch this off and assume that the engineers are done. Yeah, he built one up there and basically won the game and top scored due to the fact he had a teleporter up there. It became impossible to push due to that railing being pill-proof. They really need to patch Global Rush. They need to make that railing so you can shoot through it, and they need to make it so you can't just spam into the enemy's fucking spawn and just rain down sticky death because you can sit on a ledge. Anyway, yeah, back to the point. Engie guide's done unless something specific is requested. Map guides are the hot new thing. We will be bringing a Badwater one out at some point soon. This should go up on New Year's Day, hopefully. I hope this was useful for someone. If it wasn't, I apologise, but at least you have some of the 5 CP maps done. As a comp Engie player, I'll be running mini sentries almost all the time on these maps. You can carry level 3s around Granary, and you can carry level 3s around a bit on the old Gullywash. Until they bring out a wrench that increases your movement speed with hauled buildings, I will never be probably running level 3s unless they make it so they either have a quicker build time. If they fix the Jag and brought out, let's say, a secondary that made it so the engineer could carry stuff better, or if they brought out something that could make him carry stuff better in general, I'd consider it, due to the fact that there's been 2 bugs recently to sort of hints that might be coming out of new engie stuff. There was a 70 metal dispenser bug for a little bit, which screams mini dispenser, but I don't know. And there was the what else was it? There was the no movement speed when carrying minis and stuff like that. So
Building a sentry.
if I put this down, notice my current walk speed's like that, and then it goes to a relatively slow crawl. I couldn't even make that jump because I'm terrible, partially, and because I was carrying. So originally there was a bit of a bug for a little bit, and I was all like, yes, I can now move around at 100% speed when carrying buildings. This is fantastic. I love it. But then they got rid of it. So engie vs Spy, there may be some brief addendums / updates / coverage of new wrenches and stuff like that coming out if it ever happens in the near future. Other than that, I'd say that's about it for the engie guides for now, unless someone wants another Koth map doing, because I can do those. They're alright for level 3s because you're stationary. It's constantly moving spawns that's the problem on these ones. Constantly moving spawns and constantly having to move stuff up. So I generally don't bother with teleporters on 5 CP, and I don't bother with level 3s on 5 CP because of the fucking upgrade time. In fact, let's pull up the wiki while we're waiting. By waiting, I mean just fucking donging about. Buildings. Build buildings. Team Fortress TF2. Let's have a look at some build times. Oh boy, details. Yeah, feel free to turn this off. I'm done at this point, basically. Just rambling. Yeah, as you can see, regular sentry gun, first spawn with melee attacks, 5.5 seconds to build. I said 5.1 and 10.2. With a jag, it's 4.75, a whole 0.75 seconds saved. Oh boy. Redeploy with melees, it takes 3 seconds. Mini sentries are quick. Yeah, putting down the dispenser without hitting it, 21 seconds. So it's a whole 20 seconds without hitting it, which is ridiculous. So yeah, you spent 21 seconds without a teleporter being hit for it to actually build 11 seconds with it being hit, which is fucking ridiculous. It's sort of better with the jag. Redeploy with melee is 6, which is still a long time. You know, it's too long to be viably possible for the fucking things to be moved around with spawns. Because control point for the building animation delay, you know, in MVM where you put it down and it becomes level 3, it just plops up, you know. If they got rid of the animations in between, as cool as they are, that's the main thing that sort of slows me down. Because the building time isn't particularly slow. It's the fucking extra 2 or 3 seconds that is added on while it flips itself to level 2 and then flips itself to level 3. That's why the red tape recorder is so damn annoying. Because after you knock it off, it takes another second or 2 for the damn thing to fucking fix. And even then, you're probably only going to a level 2. Because red tape recorder saps it down in like 3.4 seconds. And by the time you're done dealing with the spy, it's probably at least level 2, maybe level 1. Anyway, rant over. This is now nearing 20 minutes. Thank you very much for watching. If you watched to the end, you're a trooper. I appreciate it. If you want a map doing, ask and I will do it to a decent level, hopefully, if I know the map at all. Koth Sawmill is the one that springs to mind that I haven't done yet. I've got to stop walking around in circles. Yeah, until new weapons are released, I will be pretty much packed up with this series. I will sort of discuss the usefulness of the new weapons over a series of different maps, mostly the payload ones, such as Upward, Bad Water, Barn Blitz, and probably briefly mentioning Steel and stuff like that in passing, and maybe a bit of gameplay onto them. It will generally just be a coverage of what the new weapons do and how they work and stuff like that, and if they do ever come out. I'm just mentioning these briefly because engie vs Spy is rumoured, but there's been no evidence after the coding release. And since we're at the end of the year, I'm thinking, well, the Christmas update's lasting until 16th, I think it says. Let's check. Again. Where are my boxes? Boxes. I have too many boxes. Yeah, the 16th of February this lasts till, so until then I'm assuming nothing else is coming out for TF2, so get used to that. Can't wait for the shotguns to go down to like £6. It's going to be great. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Once again, stay to the end, trooper. And this is it for the engie guide. Stay tuned for more map guides. There'll be plenty more to come of this. We've got all the maps that we previously talked about, and because we're doing it for all the classes, we can talk about 5 CP and stuff like that. I have played pretty much every map in the game at least once with most classes. Previously mentioned Spy, Sniper, and Medic will be talked about by Charlie due to the fact, or Frankie, or whatever his name's meant to be. It's Frankie because he's on the internet. Yeah, map guides. Map guides is what's to come. Bad Water will be up at some point in the near future. I'm assuming this is going to go up on New Year's Day, so let's say 5th or the 6th or something like that. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Goodbye. I've rambled on. I've said goodbye about 4 times. I apologise. I'm a professional. I don't care the words and stuff. I hope you enjoyed the series. There'll be more when there's needed to be more, unless someone asks for some. Thank you. Goodbye again for the 5th millionth time. Happy New Year, partner. This took far too long to do, by the way. The W and the Y are too close, and the R's all screwed up, but I wrote Happy New Year in pumpkins, because I'm cool on the internet. Look at me. Let's see if I die if I go down here. No, I don't. Cool. No clip, no clip, no clip. Oh no, I'm stuck!
Help! I need some doggone help!
Don't worry, I can fix this. You ready for the most rip-roaring explosion? I tried this on Upward and everything. It just happens that Big Rock's like the biggest map, and like lets me build out here also. Oh, you didn't the explosion. Oh. Oh well. Gotta love those MVM glitches though. Anyway, yeah, Happy New Year from all the people at Chuck Redfield Industries, because there's like me and Charlie, and there's no such thing as the Industries. Also, it's got more pumpkins so you can actually hear this explosion. There's like a ridiculously loud explosion, like when you blow up a load at once. It's pretty good. So this is how good my aim is. Explosion-y. Anyway, yeah, Happy New Year. This should go up on January 1st, hopefully. I hope you have a great year. I'm going to keep uploading, and there's nothing you can do about it. Ah ha 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 ha. Oops. Ah ha 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 ha. Ah ha ha ha. Ah ha ha. Ah ha ha ha. Oh god. This is how I get my screenshots, in case you're wondering. Ah ha ha ha. Ew, gross. With camera glitches. Fucking shit, it's not working. Ah ha ha! This is really not a good face for it. Never. It's really not a good camera angle either. Ah ha ha! Wrangler? No, wrench. No. There we go. Ah ha ha!
Come on, fellas.
Oh, whatever. I give up. Thanks for watching for a year of Chuck Redfield's terrible, terrible videos. More terrible, terrible videos coming soon with terrible, terrible editing, such as this one, which is just kind of ticker tape together. I hope you enjoy it. I hope this is useful. You have a dispenser. Can't build it. Anyway, yeah, Happy New Year, as previously stated. This is already 2 minutes long for no reason. Goodbye!
Not all die at once.
I do what the fuck.